like to scramble all throughout. It's already a dangerous job for our patrolmen, our guys on operations like this trying to make a difference. And if we can help make their job safer by maybe even seeing threats or issues that they'll be coming across while they're coming up there, then that's good for us, yeah.
This is going to be our entry point. We're going to go in through here, go down Kalena Drive, go past this rec center. E6 could stop a little short, maybe on right here. So when they run that way, you guys can pinch them. We'll chase whoever goes that way. And then we got the drone. Going to be watching us. They can guide us to wherever we're looking for it. Well, you guys see anything good? People at the top.
We're on up now. 4 drones. We're on up. I'm at 390.
Yep, so try to keep eyes on the people at the top, Cat.
So right now, I'm at that time. Right there.
They're running.
Wait, where are you at?
I'm at.
Yep.
You went in already, KB?
Yep, they're running with that bag.
It's
Got a kid running with the bag, way too far back corner. Where are we at?
Yeah.
Going on with the rain.
Okay. I'm gonna spin mines around too.
Yep, you were just doing.
There you go.
So it sounds like on the radio they got one person detained. I think the first initial plan was to go up there and saturate the area, but it seems like they're utilizing the drone team, just in case, there's certain areas where people are running. We're gonna have the drone team continue to monitor certain areas. If they can see something before we get there, it's just better for us. As crew officers, we're not just enforcement, but we're also we're investigators. So for me, I look at your overall how you are as an officer, instead of just like, oh yeah, you can run this fast, you can do this much sit-ups. I'm expected as a crew officer to yes run, lift, and also be a good investigator, self-motivated. You know what I mean? Pretty much that's what the guys that I look after in crew. Well, one thing that I was learned is that you don't ask to come to crew. Crew will ask you. So your reputation in patrol, I think it starts in the academy. Your reputation in the academy, Fort Watch, and then when you get to patrol, is that carries you, right? If that makes sense. With our training, and especially your crew guys, we do a lot of training. We have one range day a month, and then we also have tactics. We do tactics once a month. And that's just, you can never have too much training in my opinion. 2 guns, possibly, and then 1 in custody. That's always a good stuff, Prior to that, there was another gun where it was a replica, but then that was taken near off where Merrites was, where our guys was. And so 1 female went into custody for that. So we had a plan, and we were able to execute that plan.
Okay.
And then of course it's a team thing, right? It's not just one person. Everybody's involved. You got the drone team in, and then you got everybody just knowing their responsibilities before we have to do it. So yeah, it's good.
The number of assaults against Honolulu police has risen more than 20% in just the last year alone.
There was an argument at District Nightclub. We all start going down as usual for, expecting a big fight. But the first officer that gets there finds out that one individual involved in the argument ended up pulling a handgun and then brandishing it or pointing it to the crowd. Shortly after, we swarm in from both angles, trying to catch him while he's on foot. Unfortunately, he was really fast. So as he's fleeing, he jumps somewhere into the bushes, but we don't know which bush he jumps into. He springs up out of the bushes, runs past all of them. I was trying to go in for a tackle, but he ends up lowering his body below mine, and he comes up, and then the top of his head rams the left side of my face and turned this way, knocking me back. Fell flat on my back. I think the back of my head hit the asphalt also, but as officers were chasing him, they were able to grab him, pin him down, and get him into custody. People were telling me as I was going in and out of consciousness. I thought I stayed conscious the whole time, but a couple people had mentioned that I was kind of out for a little bit here and there. I was in the hospital for about 3 days. Didn't have full vision in my left eye. I actually lost some of my vision in my left eye. see anything from like right about here on. I couldn't see. So after the x-rays, they had mentioned, or they told me that I had 3 facial fractures here, here, and here. The surgeon gave me 2 options, was to let the bones heal on its own. They put metal plates where all the fractures were, and that'll support the bones and it should heal faster. So I ended up going with the second option with the metal plates. Every once in a while, like, I get these intense pains where the metal plates are at, and it just gives me really bad headaches. Like, I just get nauseous. I can't move around. I kind of just incapacitated for the day. You just gotta stay in bed and sleep it off till the pain subsides. Even painkillers it does help a little bit, but just the sensation is just this throbbing, sharp pain.
And that's probably going to be permanent.
Seems like it, but I'm hoping not. You know, sometimes people don't fear being arrested anymore, or there's no fear of what happens after they get arrested if they put hands on an officer. Before, people used to be afraid of what's going to happen to them if they lay hands on an officer. Well, how much jail time am I going to do? Speaking from my experience in District 1, alcohol is a major contributing factor. Superman syndrome, yeah? People drink, think they Superman. That, and they're inebriated. They're not thinking clearly. As much as we try to reason with these people, all they see is a uniform. And if they don't like officers already, then when we're trying to talk to them, it's just like throwing gasoline on a fire, you know? We're not doing any good. As officers, we have to be aware 24/7. Our world is 360 degrees, not just what's in front of us, yeah? Sometimes it's where officers think that the badge or the uniform is gonna stop people from engaging them or is gonna protect them. But in reality, sometimes the badge and uniform draws more violence to us. We have a policy to follow, our use of force policy. We have to react accordingly to how their level of resistance, the severity of the crime, the level of threat. We have to follow that policy. And suspects don't have a policy. They can go all out on us, yeah? And when we show restraint, sometimes that's how we get hurt also, yeah? And it's not that we're afraid to use force, it's just that we're trying to do our job correctly. But the truth and the reality is that every day you throw on the uniform, every day you go out on the road, any call you go to, there's a possibility you're gonna get hurt. I mean, a lot of men and women have gotten hurt, some worse than me, and they still show up to work every day. That day you graduate, when you put on that badge, yeah, you're taking an oath to serve and protect. The public calls us because there's something negative happening, there's bad things happening, there's violence happening, yeah? And we're the ones that should be the shield protecting the public. And if that means we take our cracks, we take our cracks. But not